Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be, as the title says, it's gonna be a review and recommendations video of the drugstore products. I have to put a disclaimer here out there for you guys first that I have not tried that many drugstore products, and I know that there's a lot more that I should. Today I'm just gonna let you guys know my reviews and recommendations, everything that you can get from the drugstore, from primers to eyeshadows to brows to pretty much everything that I can think of. It's 9:30 p.m. right now and I'm recording this at night, which I have never done before. I have not got anything on my face except for moisturizer, some eyebrows, cheek stain on my cheeks, and some lip stain on my lips as well. Not wearing any foundation or concealer or anything like that. As you can see, I'm also having a breakout over here, which hurts a little bit, but I think it's just hormonal and it will pass, just like everything else. I don't know if you can see, I'm actually wearing my PJs right now. And I thought that I'd do like a casual video that I talk to you guys. I think that this is gonna be a little bit of a chatty video, plus we're friends, so it's like we have a sleepover chat right now. I think let's get on straight to the review. Alright, so the first thing, we're gonna start with primers. This is the Catrice Cosmetics Prime and Fine. You can find this in Guardian, so you can find Catrice Cosmetics in Guardian. So this is where I got mine. It is just like a primer in a jar, and it has that blurring effect that I think what most primers have. And this, on the other hand, is the L'Oreal Base Magic Smoothing Primer. Focus. Yeah, you've seen me use this in a couple of my videos, and they work the same way. They work as a foundation base, as a makeup base, and kind of smoothen up your complexion prior to putting on foundation. And I do feel that this is an essential step for you to make sure that your foundation would stay in place and it just applies more nicely on your face and you get a smoother finish. So other than this two, I also have used the Maybelline Baby Skin Pore Eraser that comes in a tube like this. I've used it in my drugstore makeup video, which I will link down below for you guys, and you saw me use it. That also works the same way. It blurs out your pores and basically smooths out your skin before putting on your foundation. I think all three of them works perfectly fine, but between these three, the one that I like most is the Maybelline Baby Skin Pore Eraser. I don't have it because if you see my drugstore video, I sold off the products that I used in that video, so that's why I don't have it. But between these three, just let you know, I prefer the Maybelline Pore Eraser the most because I don't think that I like my primers in a jar. I prefer them to be in like a tube, so that easy application, and I think it's more hygienic. Also, my least favorite is this one from L'Oreal, and actually I think this is the most expensive one as well. This one, you know, I like it because it kind of have like a fruity yogurt-y smell, which is great, but when I apply it, it kind of like comes out in chunks, so I don't want that. Next is foundation. I have not tried that many foundations from the drugstore. I gotta be honest, I'm not really a foundation person, but I've tried a few from the drugstores, and I just would like to tell you guys about the one that I've used. First, I have the L'Oreal Matte Magic 12-Hour Foundation. You can see my review and first impression video, which I will link down below. To me, it is one of the most matte foundation that I've ever used, which is great for people who want matte finish, and I kind of like matte finish, at least on some days. I also have this Simplysiti Argan Wonder Foundation, and I have these from Catrice. So this is the latest one that I've got. If you have oily skin, I think this is the one for you. The coverage is quite sheer. This is pretty good for everyday use because it's also long lasting. It feels light on your face, and I have no complaints about this other than it being really sheer. This one from Simplysiti is actually pretty impressive, I have to say. It has light to medium coverage, but it is buildable. It feels light. I think it's suitable for everyday, but it's also suitable for like a full-on makeup look as well. I have been reaching for this quite a lot, especially for like my regular makeup look. Lastly are this Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. This is quite new and they only come in 4 shades, I think. So I got the one in Sand Beige and I got the other one in Warm Beige. And mind you, Warm Beige is the darkest color and this Sand Beige is the second darkest color. So first I bought Sand Beige, but I thought that this is a little bit light for my skin, so I bought the Warm Beige. This is like kind of like a water foundation, so I thought that I can easily mix them together to get my shade, and true enough, it actually worked. I love this foundation. I raved about it in my Instagram. I think that it is absolutely awesome because it feels light on my skin. The coverage is totally buildable. It's so easy to apply and it's so easily blendable. Packaging is nice and everything. There's nothing not to like. But I kept on wearing it for a while and then I realized that it really oxidizes into like a darker and grayer color. And I really tried to make it work. I wanted it to work, that's why I had to, but I just couldn't make it work, which really upsets me because I would go as far as saying it is actually one of the best foundations that I've ever used. Coverage wise, the texture, blendability, and things like that. But I just can't work when it oxidizes a lot. That will make your radiance just go away, and that's just not something that I can work with. So after a while, I just stopped using it. Next, we're gonna move on to contour and highlight. This is also something that is frustrating for me because there's not a lot of drugstore brands out there that actually has contour and highlight, so your choices are pretty limited. So these are the 3 contour and highlight products that I have. This is the one from Simplysiti, the La Collection Dior Shading Blusher, and then I have this one from Cathy Doll. You can get Cathy Doll at Guardian around Malaysia, and this is the 3D Face Forward Nefertiti Contour Kit. And the last one I have is this Palladio The Definer Contour and Highlight Pencil Duo thingy. This first. This is, well, basically a contour and blusher duo, and I have been loving using this so much. This is so pigmented and the color is just the exact color that I like for a contour and also the exact color that I like for a blusher. This contour is almost identical to my Bahama Mama from the Balm. I have been using this for everyday use and also for traveling, and it's really pigmented and it's great. I love this. And then this is the one from Cathy Doll. So it's just like a trio. It has a contour, a highlight, and a blusher. It's pretty good. Everything is pigmented enough for my standards. The contour is not that bad actually. That I just prefer the Simplysiti one over this one because this one is kind of like a warm tone brown. And then this highlight is actually not that bad either. And this one, it's okay. It's pretty pigmented, but it has a sheen to it, which I don't prefer. I prefer my blushes to be matte. Generally, this is a pretty good palette. And then lastly, I have this, the Definer from Palladio. It's not exactly a contour palette, and I don't know if you guys consider this comparable to those two, but this is from the drugstore and it does the same purpose. So it's basically a pencil of a contour, and you get the other one is the highlight. The highlight is pretty chunky and it's quite glittery. It's a little bit difficult to blend. Both the contour and the highlight but I think I love the contour shade because this is also like a cool tone gray tone brown, which I prefer. This is okay, it's useful because you get to be really precise, but I think if you're a beginner you might have some problems blending your contour or highlight if you use this. Alright, so moving on to concealers. I have two concealers with me right now from the drugstore. The first one is, of course, the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind concealer, and the other one is from Palladio. This is the liquid concealer. And then I also used the Catrice cream concealer. I don't use a lot of concealers, so don't take my word for it. But here are the reviews for the concealers that I have tried. So between these three, you guys can easily guess that the Maybelline wins. As you can see, I've already used up a lot and I've already bought 2 more tubes as backup. Like, that's how much I like this thing. I love this. It has enough coverage, easily blendable, and just the concealer that you need in your life. And then we have this one from Palladio. This is trash. I'm sorry, Palladio, I love you. This is just not the best product that I have used. This was really difficult to blend because it dries up really fast. So you gotta really work fast with this, and it's not really blendable, and the coverage is also not that good. I just don't like it. And then I have the cream concealer from Catrice that I showed you before. That one is okay, I guess, but because it's a cream concealer, I feel that it's a little bit oily for my liking. So next we move on to eyeshadow palettes. First one I have is from Palladio. This is the Palladio Silk FX All-in-One Herbal Eyeshadow. And then I have this one from Simplysiti. This is the La Collection Dior. And then we have this Revlon eyeshadow palette that I used in my drugstore video. I gotta be honest with you guys, I don't really prefer to use the drugstore eyeshadow palette because to me, none actually that I am satisfied with, especially the pigmentation. To me, for an eyeshadow to be good, the most important thing is the pigmentation. Because you can be quite frustrated when you want to do an eye look and the color just does not get on your eye. That can be really frustrating. The Palladio Silk FX, this is actually pretty good for drugstore standards. I like the fact that they have a good amount of matte shadows and also shimmery shades. And that is exactly what you need, and you can create a complete eye look using only this palette. The pigmentation of this is actually pretty decent as well. So if you are looking for a drugstore eyeshadow palette, you might want to check this out. And then we have this one from Simplysiti. This one has 1 matte shade and 3 shimmer shade. The matte shade is the black one. I really don't like it when they put more shimmer shades than matte shades. I don't know why they do that. But this one, pigmentation wise, is actually quite impressive. And then let's talk about the palette from Revlon that I used in my drugstore video before. I have to say I'm quite disappointed in the pigmentation of it. I feel like I had to put more effort into making the look more pigmented, so I don't recommend you to buy that palette. Generally, I don't recommend you to buy any eyeshadow palette from the drugstore because I feel like their pigmentation is not even comparable to the ones that are more high-end that you can get in the Sephora. But if you have some extra money and you're really passionate about makeup and you want to buy an eyeshadow, I recommend you to get the Morphe palettes or the Tarte palettes. They are really pigmented, so you won't get frustrated when you try to put the eyeshadow on. Next, we're gonna move on to eyebrows. This one is from Simplysiti. This is the Simply Elegant Auto Brow Liner. I like this because this is my favorite kind of brow pencil to use, especially for everyday, because you have one tip that is the pencil and then the other side you have the spoolie, and I think this is all that you need for you to have a good brows. This one is pretty pigmented. I am satisfied with the pigmentation, which is great, but I wouldn't say that it's the best out there. Next, I have this a pencil eyebrow from Palladio. I love this color because it's a taupe color eyebrow. The pigmentation is pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's the best again, but it's pretty good. And then I like the fact that even if it's a pencil, it still has a spoolie at the back, which is great. But the only thing that I don't like about it is because it's a pencil, so I have to sharpen it all the time. I prefer it to be a retractable one. And then we have the Silky Girl one. It's the Silky Girl High Definition Brow Liner. That one is actually my favorite brow product from the drugstore because it's really pigmented, it glides really nicely, and it has a spoolie at the back. The only thing that I don't really like about it, feel that it is a little bit chunky, the tip, but other than that, it's good. The mascara that I have here is, this one is from Palladio. This is the Lash Obsessed Amped Up Length and Volume. This is the Miss Manga L'Oreal. If you see, I haven't opened this one yet, but I've used this before. The other one is the Silky Girl Eye Opener Mascara that I used in the previous video. Alright, so this one, the Palladio one, is pretty decent. It's not my favorite mascara out there, but because the wand is pretty slim, it really does help me to apply that on my lower lash line. This one is waterproof and it really clings on your lashes. It's good. It doesn't clump your lashes or anything like that, but I don't like to use this because it clings on my eyelashes too well that when I try to remove it, susah. It's really difficult to remove. The eye opener mascara from Silky Girl, I actually like that one, and I think a lot of people actually like it too. When you first use it, it's actually kind of goopy. It's really wet when you first use it, but the wand is really slim, really easy to use. I like it. It really gives my lashes that length that it needs. So I have the Cathy Doll Shocking Black Liner. I have this Maybelline Hyper Sharp Eyeliner, and then the other one is the L'Oreal Hyper Sharp Eyeliner. I know that a lot of people swear by this. I have to say this is also one of the best out there, but I don't really like it because to me it's not opaque enough. I like it because it's really sharp. It's hyper sharp. It is hyper sharp, but it is not black enough, at least not to my standards. And I feel like this dries up super fast. And this is the Cathy Doll Shocking Black Liner. If I'm not using my Perversion eyeliner, I actually am always using this one from Cathy Doll. And I've used it a lot and it has not dried up on me, which is great. And the tip is also pretty precise. I've been loving using this so far, if I'm not using my Perversion eyeliner, that is. And then there's the L'Oreal Super Liner Ultra Sharp. That one is sharp, and among all this, I think that's the most opaquely black one that I have used. So if you ask me between the three, I like the L'Oreal one the most. I have a couple of lipsticks here. This one is from Palladio. This is the Rosy Matte Color Sensational by Maybelline. And this one is the Revlon Super Lustrous Lipstick. This is okay. It's really moisturizing, but I am not a big fan of shiny lipsticks, and this is a shiny lipstick. Yeah, this is a Maybelline one. I love using this. This is matte enough for me and it glides easily. The color payoff is not as good as the Palladio one though. Palladio one is actually in my 2016 favorites video. The color payoff is great and I love this color. I just don't like it because it has a certain kind of scent. So we're almost ending. The last thing that I want to tell you guys is the makeup remover. This one is from Silky Girl, and then I have this one from Pore, and then I have this one from Garnier. This is one of the oldest that I have. I think I bought this last year or early last year or something like that. I bought this one before I discovered the better ones. This I don't like. It really doesn't work. I have to put extra effort to remove it. So I don't recommend you to buy the Silky Girl Gel Makeup Remover. Now the next one is the Biore Mild Cleansing Liquid. This is great because you don't have to like wash your face first. You can take this and then you put it on your makeup area, especially your eyes or whatever, and it just like kind of like melts and emulsifies your makeup, and it really does helps to remove all your makeup, whatever that you need. The only thing that I don't like, it's just that sometimes my panda eyes don't go away even after I use this, so I have to kind of like double cleanse my face and all that. But this is still pretty good. I still use this. I just don't use this anymore for around my eyes, because this actually, if it gets in your eyes, it actually stings. This, however, is the gem. This is the Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water. I have a video reviewing it and demonstrating how it works, and ever since the first time I used it, I have not stopped using it. So you can see that it's almost finished right now. I bought another bottle, but I bought the blue one just to try. This is really good. It doesn't sting my eye at all. You can just put it on a cotton pad, put it for a few seconds on your eyes, and then you just swipe it, and 90% of your eye makeup will be removed. And then you just have to, you know, clean it up a little bit. Removing makeup has become so much easier since I discovered using this micellar water. If you want to buy any makeup remover, I suggest that you use this one. The only thing that maybe I don't really like about this is because you need cotton pads to use this. This gets rid of my makeup the best. Alright then, that's all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I feel like the video has been like a million years long. Yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys on my next video, inshallah. Bye! It's 9:30 p.m. at night right now. Well, PM says night, Aisha. They know. Susah lah bila pakai tudung tapi malah nak pin. Excuse me, focus. This is also